Hi guys, my name is Goela and I'm an investor, trainer and mentor in stock markets. Now I have been investing in stock market for the past 10 years. My father, who's my mentor, has been investing in stock markets for the past 32 years. And for the past 10 years, I have been teaching students. As you know, we have mentees from 8 different countries. We have educated more than 2 lakh people. And I have seen so many portfolios that I can't even tell you. And today I am going to be sharing 4 characteristics your portfolio should have. That means if your portfolio ticks all these marks, your portfolio is very strong. But if your portfolio is not ticking these marks, please be sure to make sure that you check these points out, because this will define if you have a good portfolio or not. So let's get started. Okay. Now, what happens whenever any student joins the program, and if he is already maintaining a portfolio, then they send me that portfolio that Harsh, these are the list of stocks I'm holding, these are things I'm holding, and what should I do? Then we recommend him, okay, if this is what you're holding, then you should study this and do this, take it this forward, take it this way, according to that person's need. So, if you are someone who already has a portfolio, or you're someone who's going to make this portfolio, please be sure that your portfolio has these 4 characteristics and you don't repeat the same mistakes. Right? Characteristic number 1: keep it simple. Now, one of the biggest problems is that portfolios are very complex. People make such complex portfolios that even with my experience in stock market, even I get confused that what the hell are you holding, dude? Right? Why is that? Suppose, now I'll tell you, like I was mentioning, all my students, when they join the program, they send me their portfolios if they already have one. Right? Now, students send me their portfolio of 52 stocks. 52 stocks. One time I got a portfolio, I am kidding you not, it had 189 stocks. It had a portfolio of 189 stocks. Holding quantity kya thi? It could be 1, 2, 10, 50, 100 and some thousand. And it had a list of 189 stocks. That gentleman was around 45, so that's why he was investing over a long period of time. And after seeing the portfolio, I can't even tell you, I had to spend the entire weekend with that gentleman to sort out each share, because there were, in those 189 stocks, there were shares that I had never heard the names before also. There was those shares also, right? There were several shares now who were now delisted and were being traded offline, right? Now what I want you to do, first I want you to keep your portfolio simple. Catalyst number 1, keep your portfolio simple. Under this first point, the first sub point is that you should buy companies you understand. If you're holding a portfolio, if you're making an investment, you should buy businesses, you should buy stocks that you understand, you know what the business is. In so many situations, when I talk to someone, okay, you bought this share, what does this company do? That person has no idea. That person maybe bought it on a tip or someone else's recommendation, right? Or any other factor. So first thing, to make it simple, you should know what does that company do. Second thing, in that first characteristic only, is that you should not have more than 15 stocks. If you're having more than 15 stocks in your portfolio, this is something I advise to each and every one of my students. If you're having more than 15 stocks in your portfolio, it's a bad portfolio, right? It should always be small. Portfolio should always be small and always be simple. Why is that? Why am I saying 15? Because you know what's a tendency? A tendency is that every investor, he sells his profit making stocks, right? So whenever stock is making profit and the stock will go up maybe 5% or 10% up, he'll sell it. But an investor will never sell his loss making stocks. Never. He will hold them. He will not sell them. He will hold them, or even average down and buy more of them. Now what happens? If you have no limit to the number of stocks you're holding, होगा क्या? आप stocks खरीदते जाओगे and you will not remove your losers. You will carry on your losers for the rest of your life, which does not make any sense, because your money is stuck there. You're losing an opportunity cost there, right? So when you have 15 stocks, I am only going to buy 15 stocks, इससे ज़्यादा मैं stocks खरीदूंगा नहीं, only 15. इसका advantage ये होता है that you will always rebalance your portfolio. Now, whenever you see another good opportunity, you would want to buy another share, but you will have to sell one of the shares in your current 15. So you will always end up taking out the losers and keeping the profit makers. This is one of the simplest technique and one of the best characteristic that you should have in your portfolio, that your portfolio should be simple. Characteristic number 2. Your portfolio should be tax efficient. Now, this is another very big concern. Now, one of the major benefits of investing is you get tax benefits. And if you don't use those tax benefits wisely, then it significantly hampers your profitability, of course, right? So you should make sure that your taxes are in order. Now, just to give you a very basic example, right? Now, under section 80C in the income tax rules, under section 80C, you are allowed a deduction up to 1.5 lakhs from your gross total income annually, right? Under section 80C, you are allowed a deduction of 1.5 lakhs under 1.5 lakhs in your annual gross total income. उसकी deduction आपको 1.5 की मिल जाएगी. Now, so many portfolios, I see that people have not taken benefit of ETC. Why? Right? I'll tell you what are the good investment tools with which you can take the advantage of ETC. Right? There can be tax saving fixed deposit. Then there is PPF, which is Public Provident Fund. Then there is EPF, that is Employee Provident Fund. Then there is ELSS, Equity Linked Savings Scheme. Then there is ULIP plans. ULIP plans is Unit Linked Insurance Plan. Right? And others also. These are the common ones. So, first, now what's the situation? You need to consult your chartered accountant. You need to consult the CA on how much your tax liability is and how much you should put under Section 80C. Right? And then you should buy these investments which save your tax. Now, in some cases, I find that someone has not taken any benefit of this. In some cases, I find that person has invested much more in ULIP than he needs to save for ETC. He's invested everything in ULIP. What's the point of that? Right? So, it should be in control. You have to talk to your CA. You have to see what tax bracket do you fall in and what is the most efficient way for you to save tax so that you can increase the profitability of your portfolio to the maximum. Cool? Now, characteristic number 3, and this is very crucial. Your portfolio should be risk efficient. Your portfolio should be risk efficient. This is very, very important. This is the characteristic number 3 of a good portfolio. Now what happens? I remember so many students, like I was mentioning, they send me their portfolios. I think one of the students, he must be around 50, 55. He started making his portfolio since the age of 35. And he had invested in small cap companies, right? And let's take it, if I give you a sample size, so the 10 small cap companies he invested in, out of which 9 are completely now finished or delisted or they're not even being traded anymore. Only 1 or 2 are doing okay. Now tell me this, if you are investing for the longer run, does it make sense for you to invest in small caps? The probability, I'm not even going into analysis, what is the business, I'm not even going to that right now. I'm saying the simple probability is that when you invest in a small cap for the long run, the probability of that small cap business doing well or that penny stock doing well is 1 out of 10, or not even that actually. Right? For a blue chip, that is 8 out of 10. So why did he take so much of risk? Was his portfolio risk efficient? It was not. You have to take the risk that you need. How should you calculate your risk? आप risk कैसे calculate करोगे? That depends on your financial goal. That depends on your financial capabilities. That depends on your time frame. That depends on your income requirement, your wealth requirement. That depends on everything, right? And your specific things. You can't just copy my portfolio because it will not cater to your risk profile. आप समझ रहे हो? So that is one thing you really need to take care in mind. Now, how to calculate your risk? I had given a video. Basics of stock market, right, given by me, basics of stock market. So if you Google YouTube Goela basics of stock market, you will find it. Now you will find the video here also. वहाँ पे use the timestamp of 1 hour 28 minutes 10 seconds. 1 hour 28 minutes 10 seconds. If you're on a mobile phone, just write it down in your notes somewhere. 1 hour 28 minutes 10 seconds. Or if you're watching on your laptop or PC, just write it down. Right now. The video you'll find here. Now, when you click on that link of that video, right, when you click the video, start the video from 1 hour, 28 minutes, 10 seconds. I have given you example on how to calculate your risk profile. right? So be sure you take the risk you need, because in half of the portfolios, either people are taking too much risk which they don't need, or people are taking no risk at all. So it depends what you specifically need, right? And then the characteristic number 4, which is the most important for having good portfolio, is transparency. Transparency. Your portfolio should be transparent. When I say transparent, what do I mean? I mean that your inner family, it can be your wife, it can be your children, it can be your father, it can be your mother, or your sibling, whosoever you consider yourself the closest to you, the closest group of people in your family to you, they should know your complete portfolio. They should know where do you have your demat account. They should have complete access details of your demat account, and they should know what shares are you holding. What's the advantage of this? First, your portfolio can be monitored in your absence also, right? If you're not available, it can be monitored. Second, we are living such uncertain times of COVID times. Anything can happen to anyone. I don't want to say it, but that's the truth, right? Life is not certain anymore. Anything can happen to anyone. And if you believe the social sciences and the sciences that are coming about, the COVID-19 situation, the virus outbreaks, the ecological outbreaks, the environmental outbreaks, they will only increase with time. So uncertainty in life has increased massively. You should make sure that your family members know everything about your portfolio and they have complete access to it. What if you go? Again, I hope nothing like this happens. Touch wood, kabhi aisa ho na khuda na khasta. But still, abhi socho na usko. What if you're not there tomorrow? Right? So it's very important for you to have your portfolio transparent. This is something no one has. No one has. I know so many people, but no one. If you are a college student, you won't be knowing what your father's investments are. Okay? If you are someone who's a working professional and you have children and you have wives, chances are your parents don't know what you have, your wife doesn't know, and your children, there's no chance they know. Life is uncertain. So it should be transparent. Your portfolio should be transparent so that it can be monitored in your absence. And then, if something happens to you, I don't want your family to run after stockbrokers to find how much you have. That should be the last thing they worry about. Right? So these are the 4 strong characteristics your portfolio should always have. Characteristic number 1, it should be easy. Characteristic number 2, it should be tax efficient. Number 3, it should be risk efficient. Number 4, it should be transparent. To all my students, I gave them a proper ledger system jahan pe they write everything about their portfolio and they have to share it with their family members. I make sure of that. People don't do this, but I make sure of this, that this should happen. Right? So that's about it. That's it for today. I hope you like this video. If you have any new content ideas, write it down in the comment section below. And if you want to join our program and if you want to see what our program has to offer, then my friend, the link of the webinar, the link for the webinar and the program is in the description below. So if you want to register for the free webinar, and in that webinar, we tell you also open the course up to you. Right? So I want you to come with an open mind. Yes, because in that webinar, I am going to open the course to you. And then if you want to directly go for the course, the link, all the details are in the description below. Right? So that's about it. I hope to see you next time. Comment karo. Tell me what do you think about it. Like this video so that the YouTube algorithm allows the video to go more and more and more forward. And subscribe to the channel so that you can always see our content coming your way. My friend, this is Goela saying bye-bye. Goela School of Finance, financially imparting you.